Alright guys, welcome back to the channel. So today we're going to look at my JUND creativity deck. If you guys have any suggestions on what I should add and whatnot, but I'm going to go through like what I'm playing and the reasons why. So yeah, let's go ahead and get started. Start with the interaction. This is what I see a lot of people playing when they're playing this deck. So it is 4 lightning bolts. A lot of people are running, certain ratios between lightning bolt and fatal push. So some people are running like 3 and 3 or 4 and 2. Running 4 and 4 of each right now. Might cut a fatal push out at some point and put something else in, but I'm not too sure. I see a lot of people running Class C's. I like the card a lot too. It's sometimes a problematic card because you are paying a lot of life with this deck, and I'm not sure if I should go with this or switch to Kozilek, but then, one of the decks running around the format is Eldrazi, and that card is obviously not very good, but in that matchup, could be maybe a sideboard option, but I don't know. But right now I'm running 4 because you need to know what's in your opponent's hand. You don't want your Archon getting like solituded or whatever. Now, this is another card I see a lot of people playing, looting. So I was playing a different card in this slot. I was playing Bitter Reunion for a while, but mainly because I like the possibility of just giving your Archon haste after you get it back, and a hasty Archon is pretty much game over, so. But this is 2 mana, and I don't know, it kind of felt a little slow sometimes, and it kind of ate your mana up a little too much. Looting, I was kind of against it at first because you are going down on cards, right? So you lose this and then 2 cards, but you draw 2, so you go down a card, essentially. So that's why I was kind of hesitant at first, but I'll be trying it out here. But, I think both cards are probably like fine for the deck. I think Reunion, you want to go for like a more slower pace kind of game, so you can get that combo off and just win. Persist. So I have a lot to say about Persist. So in this deck, like, you want to loot your Archon away, right? And then you can get it back with this. So the problem with that is like you're kind of opening yourself to getting like surgical extracted or whatever, or some sort of exile effect, and then you pretty much lose the game on the spot, right? Because everybody's playing Graveyard Hate right now. Even Energy is mainboarding some card that can exile your graveyard. So anyway, point is, a lot of people running that, so I was kind of hesitant at first. When it's there, it's there. So one of the problems with creativity is like, what do you do if you draw an Archon, right? Well, you can't put it back in the deck. I mean, there are cards that do that, but they're not very good. So with JUND, pretty much the option is to loot, the Archon away and then persist it back. I don't really know if that's very good. I've only played this deck like once, like this version once. I was playing like a 4-color version of this, a couple months ago. So, and 4 colors felt kind of slow. I added blue for some stuff, Spell Pierce and all that. But anyway, so I don't know if I should run 4. I want to probably cut down to like 3, because if you draw this, like you top deck this, it just sucks. Like you just don't, you can't really do anything with it. It's a dead card, pretty much. like you have to have everything set up in order for the card to work. Ren and 6. I'm trying to get my hands on a 4th one, so I know everybody's playing 4 right now. Card is really good, obviously. Really good against energy too, because it's you can just ping the pride or whatever. If you're going like first or second, and they play it and you ping their guys, so it's pretty good. I'm trying out this right now because a lot of times if you are like behind, this is a good way to catch up because you can hit 2 permanents. This card's really good against that combo deck, the Brune Scale combo or whatever. So you just like, and we're always sending cards to the graveyard in this deck because of our fetching and all that. So you can hit a creature and then the 1-mana artifact, whatever. I don't know the name of like the artifact, but I hate the deck so much. Anyway, it hits like a lot of things in Modern right now, so I might swap it out for something else, like, I don't know, Abrupt Decay, Assassin's Trophy, you know, just something that's more diverse, but, you know, more multi-purpose, I guess. But I don't know, I'm just running this for right now until I can get a 4th Ren and 6. And then obviously you're gonna want your Fables, loots, creates treasure tokens. It's very good. Not a whole lot to say. I am running 4 of these and 1 transmog right now. So I just like having transmog as just another option for creativity. So I'm trying it out and kind of gonna see how it goes from there, because sometimes, you know, you just don't draw exactly what you need. So yeah, you really want one of these in your hand to start the game, really, because like the chances of you drawing it are, you know, kind of low. So I just like having the 5th copy. And then you have your Archons. So there's a couple ways you can play creativity. So some people they play 3 Archons, and then they run more of a slower, grindy game. Kind of like putting more, you know, control A cards in. And then if you're playing 4, you're kind of trying to go in on the combo a little bit faster, but then you're taking away like the control cards, you know, like the removal, the hand disruption, and whatever. So I'm not really too sure what the best option is. I'm trying out 4 right now because, you know, like I said, in this version, if you draw it, right, it's gonna happen. You can loot it away and then persist it. So that's kind of the idea. Not sure what the odds are of that every game, you know, but yeah, I mean, it's good when you can get it, but you're not always gonna get that combo. The lands, you're gonna want Mire. Trying out Foothills because Foothills is just a cheaper card than, like, let's say, like Arid Mesa. I only have 2 of these, and then I'm playing this right now because fetch lands are really expensive. Because then the other options for fetch lands are the blue-red one. I can't remember what it is on top of my head. That one's like 20-30 bucks. I just had this one on hand, so I put it in for now. And then these were $22 a piece, which that's kind of ridiculous in my opinion. But you're gonna want probably around 11 to 12 fetch lands in this deck. I see a lot of people running 12. So like I said, I don't remember the blue-red one off the top of my head, but it was not very cheap. And then I have, you know, my Shocklands. You want the mountain subtype, obviously. Some people, not some, a lot of people are running Surveil lands in this deck, and I thought about that, and you know, Surveil lands are really good, obviously, but I want to reduce the amount of dead draws I have, so I feel like I'm trying to put more cards that come in like untapped and like can play, so I don't mind paying the life either. So like, because like there's a lot of cards in this deck that are gonna come in tapped, and I'll get to those in a second. So this always comes in tapped. A lot of people are running this, and then these always come in tapped pretty much until like turn 4 or 5, right? So I don't like. I want to reduce the number of cards that don't do anything. So I could cut a Dwarven Mine and put in a Surveil land, I guess, but I just like having 4 of these. And then I'm the only person running 2 mountains right now. So I'm running 2 because, and I would encourage people to run 2, mainly for the Orzhov Blink matchup, because Orchid, Phantom Knight, or whatever it's called, can blow up your lands, and then you can go search for a basic land. So I'd probably run 2, and then maybe, or I would run, you know, a couple in the sideboard. So sideboard, some people are running 2 of this. I don't know. I think 1 is probably fine. Massacre Worm for like small creature decks. Some people are playing the Elish Norn card, but it's a legendary, so you know, it's not the greatest. It is good, but it's not good in this deck because of persist. Running this guy because you can exile any not like permanent, so it's good in like a lot of matchups. And then you know, you can creativity it later, kill it, and then you can also persist it as well, so you keep bringing it back. A lot of things you can do, so it pretty much can like remove 2 permanents, you know, when it enters, and then when it dies it removes 1 each. So 1 Striker Rich. I was mainboarding this. I don't know if I should put 1 in the main board or not. It is a really good card, but you know, Fable kind of makes the tokens already, like treasure tokens. Making a treasure token, I mean, some people are running Abundant Growth, or what's that other card? There's one that like makes like a food token right now, or it destroys a flying creature or an enchantment. Don't remember what it's called. It's a green card. Some people are running that, and it's 2 mana. You know, it's okay. But I feel like Striker Rich, like, it's also here for like if you get like, you play against Harbinger of the Seas, so someone plays that. So it's good against like those matchups where people are trying to shut off your lands, because then you can make a treasure token and then, you know, cast whatever, right? And then like making tokens like, you know, artifact tokens like this, like, is this really good in general? Because like when you make a creature, a lot of decks are prepared to fight that, but when you make treasure tokens or artifact tokens of any kind, it's a lot, any creativity to them, it's a lot harder to fight those, because people aren't really main boarding removal for that stuff. But sometimes they are, but sometimes, most of the time, they're not. So I would encourage people to play, you know, things that make like not creature tokens all the time, or maybe both, you know, because it makes it harder to interact with. Trying out Necromentia. I was playing Duress in this slot. This is for like heavy control matches like Murktide and stuff, because good luck trying to resolve a creativity against a Murktide player. It's just not going to happen. They have Force of Will, Counterspell, Spell Pierce, just so much BS. So Necromentia, it's also really good against like any combo heavy deck. So like the, you know, Brunestale combo or whatever it's called. A deck I don't like. It's, prime time. I mean, prime time has other ways to win the game, obviously, but if you play this early, get, the Titan out of their deck, they're gonna have a hard time coming back. So it's multi-purpose. Veil of Summer obviously must include. Some people are running 3, and I think that is correct. I'm going to try to find a spot for 3. Meltdown. So again, really good card against a lot of decks. Affinity. It's also good against people who play like Urza Saga, kind of. But anyway, I would recommend running at least 2 of those. Feed the Swarm is for, Blood Moon, stuff like that. Also hits like Harbinger of Disease. So, and then we have our Exile Graveyard stuff. Surgical, you can run whatever, but Turn to Earth, I might just run 3 of this because it's shuffles them back into the deck, which is pretty much like exiling. I mean, with how fast Modern is, like, how likely are they going to draw into their next card, right? Or their next card of that you shuffled back, right? In time before they're just dead. And then you also gain life. Surgical is just always good, so you can Thoughtseize someone and then extract the Flage from their graveyard, and then they can't do their stupid Flage stuff anymore. But yeah, that is the deck. Trying out a couple different things. Like I said, missing a Renin 6 right now, and that's pretty much about the only card that I would want to put in right now. But yeah, it just kind of depends on what you value. Like, do you value like control more than like the combo or whatever? So, and some people are playing the 5-color version, and the 5-color still is pretty good. It's just very, slow, obviously, but if you don't mind playing a heavy control game for a while and then doing the combo, it's it's pretty good. I'm just playing this because I like the speed. It's kind of in the middle, and I like the like hitting, like the hand disruption and the board presence. So yeah, tell me what you think.